Working with sheet music in digital formats means that you can carry your entire library with you wherever you go. You don't have to deal with the bulk of carrying paper books or heavy binders. You can search for and recall any piece in your library instantly. And if you're using an automatic page turner like the AirTurn, you can actually turn pages hands-free while you're playing. We're going to be taking a look at various ways of getting music into your computer, and in today's episode we're going to be focusing on scanning your music. I have here, for example, one of my favorite scanners, the OpticBook 3600 Plus for Windows machines. Macintosh users can actually get the OpticBook 3600 without the Plus feature. The Plus feature simply enables you to create PDF files directly from the scanned image. Now, what a scanner does is basically takes pictures of physical pieces of paper. So what I like about this scanner in particular is the fact that the glass scanning surface goes all the way to the edge. Now, with paper music, especially bound copies like this, you're going to notice that a lot of times when you're using a flatbed scanner or a photocopy machine, sometimes you'll get what we call a binder shadow right in the middle here. So what makes this glass design feature so nice on the OpticBook series is that I can place the music right against the edge of the scanner, which pretty much eliminates the binder shadow and makes for cleaner copies. Now, this book scanner was designed for very quickly digitizing textbooks, so you'll find that in the black and white settings you're going to get some pretty fast scans, and you can get most music pieces in fairly quickly, about 3 or 4 pages a minute. So we're going to be using a program called MusicConvert to directly transfer the scanned images of your paper music into your computer. Let's take a look at scanning paper music directly into MusicReader. When you install MusicReader, it will actually install 2 components, 2 programs, the first one being MusicReader itself, and the second one being MusicConvert, which is a conversion program for either importing image files, PDFs, or importing direct scans from your scanner. So let's go ahead and click on MusicConvert. That's what we're going to use to directly scan in music. And before we do so, let's go ahead and just adjust a couple of settings. Let's click on More over here, click on Settings. And what I want to do is then click on the Scan and Import tab. I want to make sure that the scan interface is selected. Okay? PDF import resolution, scan resolution, you can set to whatever you like. 150 is the minimum that I would recommend. 300 dpi is certainly adequate as well. Okay? But we want to make sure the scan interface is checked, because what that'll allow us to do, it'll allow us to use whatever software program is associated with your particular scanner. And of course that's going to vary depending on the make and model of your scanner. Let's go ahead and return. Now we're going to create a new file. Just click on New over here. And now I'm going to click on the Scan button for the source of the image. Okay? I'm going to select and just go ahead and type in 3 pages over here. Click on OK. And now we're going to select the twain source, which is another fancy word of saying the scanner that you want to have. Actually have a couple scanners installed here. In this instance, I want to select the PlusTech OpticBook 3600 Plus. That's my scanner that I have attached to the computer right now. Click on OK. And by having that scan interface selected, it'll now open up the program associated by default with this scanner. Okay? As you can see, it's doing a preview scan. That's exactly what I want. What you can do is in the PlusTech selection here, you can set a default in terms of the kind of scan that you want to have as your default as you open the program. We'll always select default as documents, okay? So on and so forth. And let's go ahead and preview this one more time. And there we go. Okay, everything looks good. Basically what I want to make sure is that for your scanner that you want to try to select the text setting as much as possible as opposed to grayscale or color. Of course, you can adjust that if you like. If you really need to have the color markings, you can certainly do that as well. I find for the most part that text works just fine, and it gives me the smallest file size for my scans. Okay? Let's go ahead. If you want, in this instance, in this particular interface, I can click on this button for the preview, but this looks okay in the window, so I'm going to go ahead and scan that first page. Right? So wherever possible, for your settings, you want to select either black and white or text setting as opposed to a grayscale. That'll give you the clearest, cleanest scan image quality for your digital music. Let's go ahead and hit OK again. This is going to be for our second page. It'll open the interface again. And I forgot to change the music. So let's go ahead. I'm going to change the page, flip this over, and I'm going to go ahead and preview it one more time just to make sure the orientation is correct. Let's go ahead and hit preview it.
And as you can see, the page is upside down. That's just my particular scanner. Because it's a book scanner that has the glass to the edge, the advantage is that it gets rid of the binder shadow, but of course you're going to have to now rotate this screen. So I'm going to go into here, rotate and mirror, and again, your particular interface may be different. You'll have to adjust according to your particular scanner model. But I'm going to go ahead and click OK, OK for that, and hit scan. And again, just try to get familiar with your particular scanner's interface. The options should be pretty similar between scanning models, but you just want to make sure that you have an understanding of what you can do in terms of adjusting the crops, the rotation, the color, and file size, and things of that nature. Let's go ahead and hit OK again. I went ahead and just remembered to turn my book over to the next page. Here's the third page. And as you can see, I can adjust in this interface. I can do all sorts of things like adjusting if I want to crop this in a little bit more, bring this out to the edge a little bit more, maybe get rid of that edge. I can go ahead and start cropping things to my liking according to this preview. Let's just play around with that just a little bit. The orientation looks okay, so I'm going to go ahead and scan this page. Since I told MusicConvert to only scan 3 pages, it's going to finish itself after the third page and won't bring up that dialog box anymore. So here's page 3. Let's go ahead and click here. Here's page 2, and then here's page 1. See, everything's scanned. And because it's a black and white text setting, it's very, very clean. All right. But if you have pencil markings that you want to include in that are a little faint, then you might want to opt for the grayscale resolution as opposed to the black and white. But the black and white in general will give you the cleanest scan settings. The next thing you're going to want to do is to go ahead and give it a title by clicking on the I over here. The title bar, let's go ahead and say Bach Solo Sonata, excuse me, violin number 1 G minor. Okay, Bach. And again, whatever details you need to include over there. Let's just go ahead and capitalize it. Oops. Go down here, and I'm going to go ahead and finish up other details, violin, so on and so forth. And after you finish that, you can go ahead and click Save, and that'll save this as a MusicReader file with all those scanned images combined into a single document. And that's a quick look at scanning music directly into MusicConvert and changing that into a MusicReader